What got me into weightlifting is I enlisted at about 140 pounds, and outside of running, I couldn't perform very well. So my envision of Marine isn't some kid that could get blown over by a strong wind. I'm North Carolina's strongest man. It's honestly pretty surreal and humbling. Never would have thought that I could achieve something like that. I am an 1164, a utility systems technician. I'm also an 0951 formal school instructor for those MLSs. I wanted to become a schoolhouse instructor to have a positive impact on the next generation of Marines. My day-to-day schedule is pretty packed. I PT my students at 5 a.m.
You're not gonna cheat me out of my squats. Let's go. Up!
We're in class between 8 a.m. to about 1100. And then during chow, I typically train myself. After chow, we back in the classroom. We're training students from noon to 1700. And then you gotta go home, eat, refuel, rest, do it all over again. So every weekend I host an open house for Marines to come to my home gym, and I train them for free, offer coaching, I offer a judge-free area, novice to expert abilities. I originally didn't even intend on competing. It wasn't a goal of mine when I started lifting. A friend of mine and I signed up for a meet on Camp Lejeune. The rest is history. My accomplishments are 2020 Hardcore Series Best Overall Powerlifter, 2021 Jacksonville Strongest Man, 2021 North Carolina's Strongest Novice, 2022 Okinawa's Strongest Man, 2022 World Powerlifting Federation Throwdown Overall Best Powerlifter, 2023 World Powerlifting Federation Drug Tested Champion, where I set 7 world records, and 2024 North Carolina's Strongest Man. What does weightlifting mean to me? It's been a really good outlet for all kinds of vices that I used to have. And it's just opened up a lot of doors for me. It's made some lasting friendships. I think it's very healthy to have something that you're passionate about.
On game day, you can't change anything. Just like any other professional sport, that's the national championship, the big leagues. I was ready to go. I was like itching. It's one of those things that win or lose, you want to know how you stack up against everybody else.
We're in Greenville, South Carolina, and we're at the Strongman Corps National Championship.
The atmosphere at Nationals was intense. It's not like any other sport. Everybody's there to see each other win, and that's what I love about it. I knew that the top 10 would have a lot of tenacity. I knew they had a lot of grit. I don't get a bad intimidation factor. I don't like to think that I'm competing against them. I like to think that I'm competing against myself. As soon as you pick it up, you just start walking, and as soon as you drop it or it touches the ground, you're done. In the deadlift, I like to just try to shut everything off. I try to get really robotic. Sitting back, loading my hips, loading my shoulders, feeling everything get sunk down into the ground as I try to, press my legs and move the weight from the ground. It's an unfathomable feeling, especially the closer you get to 4 digits of weight. You feel every vein in you, your eyes, you start to get tunnel vision when it gets really heavy. You can feel it peeling your hands apart. It's a wild experience. If you had thrown it over the implement or you hadn't broken any of the lasers, then you'd get a 0, which unfortunately happened to me, throwing it over the implement.
What do I need to win? I kind of need to place top 3 in the next 3 events, so we're trying. The first event really set me back. Wasn't something that I trained very heavily on, but I know it's coming. I know what's up next. Excited for tomorrow. If we win, we win. If not, hey, still top 10 in the nation. Today's events I'm really excited for. First off, we have the press medley, which goes axle bar, log, and axle bar of ascending weight. I have trained this event religiously. I'm a very confident overhead presser, and I'm very fast too on my feet from my Marine Corps experience. So hopefully that keeps me in the game, keeps me ahead of the pack for this one. Right now we're top 10, so an Arnold invite is very, very much still in the works. I think for my weight class, it starts at 245 pounds and it ends at 315 pounds.
We had a 60-second time limit. We had to full clean and press from the floor and then press to lock out overhead, and we would get a down command and we'd be able to move forward. I'd have to say that I'm the most proud of the overhead pressing ability. I was the first competitor of the day to actually be able to finish that event. It really amped me up and it got me going. 310 pounds in each hand. We had to move them 40 feet down around an obstacle. That's the challenging part of it. And it was challenging. I did a lot better than I expected on that though. However, ripping both hands and all the calluses off, and I have a powerlifting show in 30 days. This is gonna be fun training. My fiance went with me along with my newborn, and I loved having them there. It means a lot to me, trying to make her proud, trying to make my family proud and my friends. I was incredibly confident. I was pumped to do this event, and it won me North Carolina Strongest Man. That event did. I was trying to throw it over this bar. I fought it for solid 15, 20 seconds. Didn't work out, and then I got timed out.
Completing the competition, Laney tied for 10th out of 36 competitors.
As I left the competition, it's just a whole slew of what ifs, ands, and buts. What I could have done better, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It doesn't matter. I left it all on the platform. It was very, very hard to go from nearly last place back into the top 10. As much as I know that right now, if I had the information in my head, I could go back and I could get first. Nobody to be upset about except for myself. And that's why we train, and that's why we continue perfecting ourselves. So next year is going to be a completely different story. I am incredibly glad that I went to the competition. Grateful that I got to go. Humbled that I was accepted to go. One of those things that you just got to believe in yourself.
If I didn't have weightlifting, I believe that I wouldn't be far off from where I used to be. Hopefully I'd still be in the Marine Corps. A lot of my Marines think that it's pretty inhuman and unobtainable. I remind them that PFC Laney was once in their boots and he couldn't even bench his own body weight. With enough drive and dedication, they can accomplish anything they want.
My younger self would not believe that I'm doing anything like this anyhow. No way. I'd be speechless. It's making me emotional. I want to see it as Staff Sergeant Laney is making the stepping stones for the rest of these Marines. Everybody who doesn't know where they're starting, even if they just search me out and they come to me for training, or this motivates them to start training, I hope that this pushes them in the right direction. Taking what I've learned from the Nationals, keeping a good mindset and staying ahead.
Have I accomplished everything? Absolutely not. No, I got a long road ahead of me. Start now. If you want to start now. Don't wait. You don't know what you could become.